Hello there, I'm Veda Prashant, a 3D and VFX artist. Today I thought of making a tutorial on this Chanel lipstick. This is the actual render I've done, and we'll be trying to mimic the same lighting in Maya. We'll be using Arnold for rendering. As you can see, it's a very simple file, a very low memory file as well. Comment below if you want me to share the scene file. It's just a ground plane, a backdrop, and the lipstick asset itself. To start off, I'll create a camera and adjust the positions. Naming your scene assets and files and cameras, lights is always very important. So I was actually inspired by Carl Taylor photography, and I've chosen one of his photos and tried to replicate that in 3D. So this is the one which I've chosen, and the render which I have done is this one. Comparing this one with the actual original photograph. Thumbs up if you like this. So he has used an H600 camera, and the 600 camera has a sensor size of 53.4 into 40 mm. I'll try to mimic the same camera attributes over here just to get a similar field of view. Now I will also use a focal length of around 120. The main idea is just to bring out the actual shape and definitions of the product. So when you're doing product photography or product lighting, it's always best to use a camera which is having more than 60 mm just to avoid some unnecessary distortions. Since the lipstick in this frame, in this scene, is actually standing up, I will also want my frame to stand up, so I've put it in a portrait mode just to bring out the lipstick as a hero. I'll keep my frame as 1200 into 1600 resolution. So to start off with lighting, I'll create a key light and a backdrop lighting. Let's not use HDRIs this time, because if you want to learn lighting, do not use HDRI. Always try to get your output with using manual lights instead of using HDRIs. To start off, I'll create the backlighting first, and then we'll use the key light. To start off, I'll create a very simple point light, and I'll place it way behind in front of the back plate. You can assume the back plate as a black color cloth in a studio. So the main point of this is to just place the light right behind the lipstick, just to get a symmetry point of view and a separation from the background. So as I'm doing this, I realize that light is being reflected on the plane where the lipstick is actually sitting upon. So what I do now is I use a simple technique called light linking in Maya. So since I know the name of the plane, I go to light linking and select the light and disconnect the base plane. So now I do not get the reflection of the light on the base plane. It affects only the back plane now. I'll try placing it right in the center just to get the symmetry. And I'll start playing with the exposure, with the position and samples. Now that the backlighting is set, I'll create an area light as a key. I decide the shape of the area light according to the shape of the actual subject in the frame. The lipstick is in a standing up position vertically. So I'll place my area light as well in a vertical position. I now start tweaking the positions and the exposure values just to get the similar kind of key as we got in the original render. The position of the area light is very important, and the area light is actually a very powerful tool in Maya. Leave a comment below if you want me to make a tutorial on the area light specifically. So now I start adjusting the roundness, the soft edge attributes, the exposure. Now that we are done with the area light as the key, we will use a bounce light and we'll create a plane for that. I've just created a simple plane and I've assigned a white color shader to the plane. So the idea is to just bounce that light from the key light and hit on the right side of the lipstick. Now that we have added the bounce plane, we'll check the difference, and there is quite difference in the lighting. So the main idea is just to get a clear understanding that you don't need multiple lights to light your scene. You can use bounce lights and change the direction of the light in many other ways. So now I'm just finalizing my whole frame, adjusting the cameras a little bit more towards the center, and even the point light right behind is a way off. So I'm just adjusting to the perfect center on the grid. And before we take a render, we'll just change the samples to some higher values. So now the render is done. We can see that the displacement and the logo is very well defined. The other areas of the product are also well lit. So the curvatures are all well defined. There's a rim on the edge of the caps, and that is actually what we want. We need to define the shape of the product, which is the best thing for product designing. So comparing this one with the original render, of course I've spent more time for the actual original render. I think around 3 hours I just spent for just adjusting the position of the lights and correct exposure and samples and all. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and make sure you like this video, and you can give me suggestions as well. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.